Hey, what's up, everybody? Thanks for joining in with Action Media Toys. No longer the Island Viper channel. This is Action Media Toys, where we're going to talk about toys and all kinds of other stuff. Action Media is the name of my company. Let's bring onto the stage Mr. David T. Allen. How are you, sir? With G.I. Joe New News Review.
I'm doing great. Thank you for having me on again. I appreciate it.
Mr. Dan Thompson of The Zone Comics and Toys and DanCast.
Hey guys, how's it going?
Hey Dan. Hey Terry. Thanks.
And everybody out there.
So, what new toy things do you guys have going on? I know I have a couple, but
so I have a weird thing. So we were talking backstage about how it's been a interesting week, and I kind of jokingly said Bill Goldberg retired. Now the reason I bring that up for our wrestling fans out there, but if G.I. Joe had never ended, let's just say that Kirk Bazingian and guys kept it rolling. It picked up steam. Hasbro kept it going, and we got into like the mid to late 90s when the Monday Night Wars started going. Since we've had Sergeant Slaughter, the Fridge, almost had Rocky Balboa. What are the chances, do you think, that G.I. Joe would have had a Bill Goldberg or a Stone Cold Steve Austin as a G.I. Joe character or a Cobra character?
Well, considering that we had Rowdy Piper as a G.I. Joe character, I think the chances are pretty good that we probably would have gotten more.
Yeah.
Because I could see them cashing in on that synergy together, and that could have brought a whole another level to G.I. Joe, I guess. I mean, because they were starting to do those live commercials.
Yeah,
I watched the vignette on that, the commercial movie or whatever, and thought that was pretty cool. And then, I just saw where Goldberg retired last night, and I thought, I wonder if they would have reached out and had Bill Goldberg be like a G.I. Joe. I just think that'd been kind of interesting.
It would have been interesting because he was a football player first.
Yep. Yeah, and he had and even though I wouldn't say like he wasn't my favorite wrestler, like I liked him and respected him and enjoyed watching him, but he definitely had a mystique about him, and they kept him protected with the, you couldn't really go more than 3 minutes, but he was so impactful and intense and so much intensity, he got over, and I could just see something like that for G.I. Joe, like Sergeant Slaughter's called in some backups, here comes Bill Goldberg, Bill Goldberg's fighting Cobra, like something silly like that.
What's funny about the Steve Martin comment is I just made a Rowdy Piper classified scale custom at Assembly Required. They always do a custom class, and I do their custom classes. The only customs I ever make is the ones from Assembly Required. And we made a Rowdy Piper Iron Grenadier custom, and I have it at my house. But I am not at my house, or I would have showed it.
I wonder what the licensing would look like for that. Yeah, you're less than an hour away from me right now, David.
Yay!
You're probably about 40 minutes away from me.
Yeah.
I'm going to see both of you very shortly. I look forward to next week. We're going to do a live toy talk with all of us, I hope, at Kentuckiana 2025.
We will definitely do that at some point. Probably, I think Friday night would be the best time to do that after the preview. If at all possible, if you can make it, Dan.
I'll try, see what I can do. I'll have to talk to the babysitter, see if she can
Let Wyatt stay up late and join in with us. It'll be great. He can stay up late until like 10 or 11 o'clock.
Dude, he's been staying up to midnight this past week.
We can get him an old-fashioned. It'll be great.
What about me?
No.
You got to drive, Dan.
I don't drink, so I can drive.
Yeah, see, there we go.
It's funny. Wyatt finally got me to play Minecraft with it. We went out and bought an extra controller for the Switch. And like 6 hours later, it's like, hey, bud, I think it's time for you to go to bed. It's like midnight. I got to go to bed. It's like, it's been Minecraft City the last several days.
Well, the Minecraft movie just came out on Blu-ray and DVD. Did you like that? Did he like that?
I think he watched it with a friend of his. It's a girl that came over with her family for 4th of July. I found it on streaming and put it on for him. And I think they watched it. I think he liked it. He's been running around singing that song. whatever the song is that Jack Black sings in that movie.
I don't know. I didn't watch it.
Something chicken or something, volcano chicken or something. I don't know.
We watched Sinners last night.
Oh man, that's a great movie.
That looked interesting.
It was really, really good. It was. I heard that it was great, but it was actually better than I expected.
Oh yeah, much better than what
Is
you
that
would think.
is that the one with Michael B. Jordan?
Yeah.
So I heard something ridiculous that Michael B. Jordan's going to direct the star in a third Thomas Crown remake. And I'm like, really? Do we really need like the Pierce Brosnan and Rene Russo one is totally fine. And then of course the Steve McQueen, Faye Dunaway is perfection. I'm like, why do we need to do that?
I don't think I have seen the movie that you're talking about.
Oh, it's a classic. It's I'll go off the updated one because I've seen that one more with Pierce Brosnan because I was the Thomas Crown Affair. He's a billionaire and he gets bored and does like art heists.
Oh, okay.
And just for fun. It's actually a pretty cool
different.
movie.
Both of them are different. They're not identical movies. They
Yes,
just
they're-
have the same title. But the premise is they have a similar premise, but they're totally different movies.
Yeah, he
I
falls.
didn't
He
know
falls.
Michael B. Jordan was into directing or putting anything like that
He
together.
falls in love with the woman that's
Creed
assigned to
3, right?
the,
He didn't produce and direct Creed 3, so he is into producing and directing.
Okay.
Crown falls in love with the insurance investigator.
Right on.
She knows it's him right out the gate. She just figures it out in the original remake, and then they have this cat and mouse thing, and then it's a pretty cool movie. I'd recommend it. It's got some racy scenes in it.
They're both for different reasons.
Yes.
There's some stuff that I like Michael B. Jordan in a lot. It's almost like the movies that I've seen him in, he either just absolutely nails the role or he just doesn't fit at all.
Yeah.
I get the like look how good looking I am vibe from him all the time. And it's like, yeah, okay, man, Brad Pitt went through that stage too. And then he kind of settled in and, just started working on his craft. I liked Michael B. Jordan in Creed. I never saw Creed 2. I liked him as Killmonger in Black Panther. My favorite line in the entire movie is when he walks in and goes, "What up, Auntie?" Like that makes me pop every time. I don't know why, it just does. It's like anytime I have an aunt come by or I see one of my aunts, I'm like, "What up, Auntie?" And they look at me like I'm crazy. And, because I had to explain it to one of them, they didn't still understand. I was like, okay, never mind. Hello, Aunt, so-and-so, But I thought he had real good chemistry with Stallone in that first one. The second one I never got to watch. I wanted to see it. And then I caught a few minutes of it on TV, like right before AEW came on, the other wrestling that's not WWE. And I was just like, yeah, this feels like a made for TV thing. It didn't have that same, I don't know, flair to it.
He was also the Human Torch in the last Fox Fantastic Four movie.
Well, that gets a bad rap, but if you can understand the writing and the story and the script, that Fantastic Four all makes sense within the world that they built.
Yes, no remorse. He was good in that.
Script and as a story, it all makes sense. It's just people, and I'm one of those type of people who gets a little bit upset when they gender swap people and characters from comics. They're doing it again with Perry White and Superman. I do get a little bit kind of.
Well, they did that in Man of Steel too. They had Lawrence Fishburne play Perry.
Yeah, I know. Well, that's what I'm saying. They did it again.
Yeah, speaking of
race swaps, that's not gender swapping, Dave.
Race swap. Sorry, yeah, whatever.
I mean, these days you never know, But speaking of Michael B. Jordan, has anybody seen the new Superman movie?
I'm
not.
not.
Going to see it in a couple hours after I'm done with this.
I'm dying to see it. I've heard nothing but good things about it.
Well, we aren't going to see any movies right now.
There's some political.
Because as soon as you do, your wife's going to have a baby.
Yeah, probably.
There's some political things going on with it when that has to do with immigration and stuff like that. But other than that, I've heard nothing but great things.
See, I heard from some people on kind of both sides of the aisle that that's not really in that. I think that's just the director or his brother seeing stuff. And for the record, Superman's not an illegal immigrant. He was adopted by the Clarks. So
Jesus Christ.
But he didn't go through Ellis Island, so he was
Right.
illegal.
he went through it and went, you know.
White American.
The ship went and then landed in the cornfields of Kansas. Okay.
I'm actually not really a big Superman fan. Don't really follow along with a whole lot of the stuff that goes on with Superman or DC. I'm not even a big DC fan. The Snyder cut of Justice League was really good. I enjoyed that. But what I'm more looking forward to is some G.I. Joe media.
Well, you know, we're gonna hopefully get some of that
Couple
with
weeks.
this announcement. There has been they put the schedule for San Diego Comic-Con out there. So there is gonna be a Void Rivals panel Friday night at like 5 p.m. And so we wouldn't get it till like 8 o'clock or whatever p.m. For us to watch it, but it's going to talk about all the stuff that's going on with the comics, the war with the Quintessence and the war with the Dreadnoks. They're going to talk about the future media and a lot of the plans. It's got all the big people at Skybound there.
So what do you think are the chances, David, that they're going to talk about a possible animated series?
Oh, definitely. The head of Skybound, the actual president of Skybound, and it's not Robert Kirkman. It's another guy is going to be there in this panel, and they're definitely talking about that.
What are the dates for SDCC?
The 24th, 25th, 26th. It's usually, 4 days? Somewhere around that 23rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, somewhere around
I have some friends that are going.
Yeah. All the Circle of Jerks?
No.
No?
No,
So
some friends that live in California are going. I don't know if David from Circle of Jerks is going to be going or not, but I don't remember what he said. I think I might have asked, but
What about Tony? He lives in California too.
Tony?
Yeah.
I don't think Tony lives in California.
I thought he did. Oh no, he lives in Arizona. That's right.
Yeah. I think David's the only one that lives in California.
Oh, okay.
So I'm
And
going to
then,
sound like a shill for a second, and I'm not. But I want to publicly say this. Thank you, Robert Kirkman, for making me love comic books again.
Yeah.
Yes.
For reigniting my love to comics, because you took two things that I love, Transformers and G.I. Joe, and made them beyond awesome, and introduced us to this world of Void Rivals. And please, please, please announce that you're doing an animated show.
That is something that got me reading comics again after I had stopped for so long. Just looking at other stuff to read between issues of Void Rivals coming out. And then
the industry itself just was like killing itself.
Yeah.
And thank goodness. I mean, even when IDW had G.I. Joe and Transformers, couldn't read Transformers anymore. G.I. Joe was kind of hard to read. The Hammer G.I. Joe, that is. And then I don't know if you had a talk with Larry or what, but like Larry has stepped his game up. That book's been really fun and enjoyable, because I had people that dropped it because they were just kind of tired of Larry's BS, and they enjoyed the book again.
Dan, I think it's a weird thing. When everybody's excited, everybody's putting out great work, then more great work comes. And
Exactly.
more, it becomes better, and everybody steps their game up. But when people are doing like the greatest, and it's just they're kind of mailing it in, it's like it's homogenous, very bland, And I think the fact that they've stepped their game up, and DC and Marvel are like, holy crap, look at what they're doing here. We've got
DC is. Marvel's still trying to figure it out, but
yeah.
they'll reboot.
Yeah,
they'll reboot
Deadpool,
X-Men for the 50th time, and they'll get it right that time.
I think Deadpool versus Batman ought to be pretty good.
Oh man, I'm excited for that. And there's a lot of the Marvel DC crossover stuff. I think Captain America and Wonder Woman. Now, speaking of Captain America, issue 1 of the new Captain America series came out on July 2nd, and I finally got to read it. And I haven't been. Cap's my all-time favorite character, and I have not been able to read his comic for about 8 or 9 years now, because it's just been so. I don't even want to get it. We'll be here for 5 hours, but I actually read this book and I liked it, and I'm going to continue to read it. And there's some controversy about it because it's a back in the day tale. It's like when he first kind of woke up, like the week or two after, and they kind of did the timeline where it's like right after 9/11, and I'm like, who cares? It's in the
What?
pastel.
They
Yeah,
changed the timeline. Oh,
so there's like another Captain America, and it's really easy to figure out who it is. That's over in Iraq fighting or something, and so that's got people angry. And I'm like, but the book was good. That's the important thing. Like the book wasn't offensive. It wrote Cap that he like there was the series before. I had this joke in the store because the cover of this book is Cap like this, and I'm like, he's bored in his own book. Look at the cover. There's no action. There's no fun. And then this one had a lot of action and fun and some intrigue. And I think they did it in a way where it made sense that you kind of tell a tale of why you like this character when he's been, like, in my opinion, done wrong for so long.
I don't
And
know.
it-
There's been some really good runs over the last 20, 25 years. I would say Mark Wade's first run was excellent. Obviously, the Winter Soldier stuff was very good. I think.
Oh yeah,
Straczynski
absolutely.
and
Well,
a couple of other people
that's not the last 8 years.
Oh,
I'm talking about when Nick Spencer took over and made Captain America a Nazi, and then I don't think they ever really resolved that.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. You're talking
And
about
then you had Mark Wade. Then Mark Wade came back for a third or fourth run, and he had Cap fighting Baron Trump in the future. And then you had Ta-Nehisi Coates get on there and make it the women that run Captain America's Life book. And then you had another series where I guess they turned the Winter Soldier into a villain. And then another series that just ended where he was bored in his own book. He was a slumlord. Like, thank you, Steve, for fixing my pipes. Like, oh, you're welcome, Mr. Jackson. And then he's just like, what to do today?
They've done that sort of thing with other characters. Punisher lived in a building and helped his.
No, I'm fine with that, but that's not the whole book. It's Punisher wasn't 227.
Yeah,
you
I
know,
know.
where it's which that was a great TV show, by the way.
I
I saw a picture of Marla Gibbs. She's like in her 90s, I think, and she still looks beautiful.
Like 98, yeah.
Still beautiful.
Let's get back to G.I. Joe. Stephen Hassenfeld, unfortunately, the last of the Hassenfeld family, core family, has passed. He was living in Europe on his last days and stuff like that. I think he either had 5% of the company still or something.
Are you talking about Merle?
No, Stephen Hassenfeld, the last of the Hassenfelds, the main family, the father and the two sons. He was the last son.
So they're all gone now.
Because I thought Stephen died in the 80s.
No.
And then Merle
this week.
Yeah, I thought that was Merle Hassenfeld.
No, it wasn't Merle. I don't know who Merle is.
Yeah, look that up, Terry.
Terry's good about Googling stuff, but I'm positive it's Stephen.
Terry's our community notes expert here.
Yeah.
All right, Stephen Hassenfeld. Let's see.
He was at Pulse.
Stephen Hassenfeld died in 1989.
Then which one am I talking about? Then?
Merle.
John Hassenfeld?
I feel absolutely terrible that I don't know which one just passed because now I'm starting to question it.
I thought it was Stephen, but
I think it's Merle. Merle was the one that didn't want to run the company, but had to. For Alan, yeah.
Alan Hassenfeld.
Alan, sorry, I don't know where I was getting Merle from.
I know it wasn't Merle, but I knew
Alan Hassenfeld, former CEO of Hasbro, dies at 76.
Yeah. So, but he was just at HasCon a few years back, about 2018, I think it was. And he did a panel, and I believe the Full Force streamed it back then, but it like fell off of streaming. So now he's going to put it back. So when it comes back, you should check that panel out. It was a very good panel. I don't know if either of you went to HasCon or not, but there was a lot of legacy people from Hasbro that was at that panel, at that event, HasCon. And it was the only one they've done.
Alan, aka Merle, he oversaw when they acquired Kenner, and a lot of folks think he allowed Kenner to kind of take over the company because
heavily handed in the company for a while there.
If you look at some of the stuff that Kirk Bazanian has said, because they took a lot of his team away or got rid of a lot of his team. G.I. Joe kind of became the G.I. Joe Extreme, where they had the body types like Kenner figures.
Well, somebody needs to take over Hasbro and do something because of this failed HasLab flop.
Oh, we're gonna go there.
This
So it has yet to get the 8,000
snow
backers
fail.
to even get the base offering. And there's a controversial thing about this. Why is this happening? But we discussed it last week. Is it
We
because people are
Too
being
much money.
Is it because it's too expensive? There's a lot of different reasons behind it. But I think it's still going to fund. I still think it's going to get all the tiers. People are just kind of punishing Hasbro. I think they're being vindictive at this point because there's
No, I don't
reason
think it's.
why we shouldn't have gotten 8,000 backers.
I
by
don't.
now.
I don't think that's the case at all. I think when you say the Snowcat, you think like that's something you can pick up at my store or Target or on Pulse. A HasLab is something that's like super special, something that you normally couldn't get in retail. And I think because I've talked to people in my store, and then we're kind of like people that have gotten the previous HasLabs and multiples of them. We're about 10% is going to get this versus 100%.
I think that we have almost a perfect storm with this, considering the fact that funding ends for this in 32 days. So if it doesn't fund by then, it won't get made. I'm fairly certain that it's going to fund and unlock all the tiers. But I think that part of why it's being a little bit slow is because of all the stuff that we have coming out. All
That's
the
a big
stuff
part of it.
that has speculative release dates, and we have no idea when we're actually going to get it. I think that people are kind of waiting to see what happens as far as releases go before they jump in and back this with 2 or 3 or however many pieces they're going to buy, because they don't know how much money they're going to get hit for around the time this thing ends. I think
That's what I was saying last.
Rolling.
Well, if you think about it,
last week, right,
if
Terry? But here, hold on just 1 minute, Dan. The interview of Lenny and Tony on the Full Force, like a couple of days ago. Did you guys see the interview on that?
No.
And they clearly agree with us. They believe it's going to get funded. They believe we're going to hit all the tiers. They believe exactly what Terry just said, that it's a bit of a wait and see patience because of everything that's going on and everything. People are being a little bit more frugal with their money and this and that, and they're planning this out. That's really what it comes down to. People are being safe.
Yeah, take into consideration that we also have the Cobra Forward Observer. I can't remember what it's called. I can't even remember
Bunker.
what it's called.
Or Cobra Bunker, maybe.
Yeah, the little bunker thing.
Fortification,
The
fortification with the alley viper or whatever.
Right, the trench viper, the latrine viper. Yes.
Yeah.
That's nobody knows when we're actually going to get that. We've ordered it forever ago. I ordered a bunch of them, and I know that I'm going to get hit for all those at the same time. But am I going to get hit for those at the same time that I would be paying for HasLabs as well? I mean, I don't really. I'm not comfortable putting out the money for HasLabs and not knowing what else I'm going to get hit with around the time that this funds. Because
but this same interview, they explained something that I think is key to this situation, Terry, is that the reason why the dial tone was so late, it was because the production of that particular thing was not in line with the other production. So we were supposed to get that fortification around the same time as Heavy Duty and that wave. And because of the production schedule being delayed, I think that's what's going on with that and some of this other stuff. The current wave, we've split that. We got Barbecue and we got who else came with the Flak Viper or whatever it's called, the Frag Viper first.
I thought you were a G.I. Joe fan, David. Come on.
I know, Frag Viper and Barbecue. And now we're going to get Footloose and Darklon later. And we're getting the Firefighter and we're getting the Armor Bot between the two of those.
We already got Footloose.
You already have Footloose? Oh, I haven't got my Footloose.
I'm already on a replacement wave of it.
I got all of them at the same time.
I think that no doubt I think the Snowcat looks awesome. I do think it's, in my mind, it's a little bit too big because I see it more of a smaller vehicle in my mind, regardless of cartoons or comics.
So are you
or
saying
pre,
that's how they're ripping us off this time with the HasLab, the Has
but
scam, by just
but
making a vehicle larger that we could buy at Walmart? They need to put this on the shelves. They need to put it on the shelves.
but
Ah!
but the people I've talked to, if they said if it was 250, it'd be a no brainer. 325 for a figure in a vehicle, and then maybe you're going to get 2 more figures in a tent. I mean, I think it looks awesome, but to me, it's like Mobat or a Mauler would have been a better choice. Because to me, you'd have to make the Mobat so big, it'd have to be a HasLab. That you couldn't sell something like that in my store or
Well,
Target.
There's
I can
rumors.
totally
I think
see.
Mauler would have been a much
There's
better choice,
rumors.
Mauler or the Havoc, but you have to look at this, in my opinion, as a total package
Oh,
of
yeah.
the
It's a play
Snowcat,
set.
the driver, the 2
Yeah.
extra figures,
It's a
and the
play
play set for three.
It's a play set. It's
as
basically a play set.
But as you said too, there's a lot of stuff going on, and I'm not even thinking about the Hasbro stuff. You got all the San Diego Comic Con exclusives,
Right.
You've got the Mask Wave 1 order, and then there's like a couple other pre-orders out there for items, and it's like you kind of got to pick and choose sometimes. And I don't know. I know a guy that my best friend, he was like, I'm skipping the Snowcat. I'm getting all the Mask stuff. And I think if they probably would have been better served to wait till after Comic Con to maybe announce it at Comic Con, then like launch the thing in August. And you got like mid-October, or I'm sorry, mid-September. That way you kind of clear the deck of some of the pre-orders. Like, well, I went ahead and got my mask. I can get this now. But it's just like you said last week, it's a niche vehicle, and not everybody wants to do snow stuff. Like I said the other day in my shop, I think it would sell better if we had a bunch of snow stuff out. As it is, we got Snow Job.
Well,
So
And then
what's
the-
the iceberg as well?
there are a bunch of snow things if you really think about it. There's 2 versions of Snow Serpent. There's Snow Job. There's the Arctic Bat. There's Snake Eyes with the polar bear. There's stuff, but it's
Yeah, but
not all here.
but Snake Eyes and the Polar Bear hasn't released yet. Iceberg's not out yet. I think if you built up and had all that stuff out already in people's hands, then you introduce the Snowcat, then I think people would be more into it. But like I always say, like you got to have 1 for 1. You got air vehicle versus air vehicle. You got a fast attack vehicle versus fast attack, motorcycle versus ATV, and you got the HISS tank versus a snow vehicle. It's like that doesn't make any sense. I mean, yeah, yes, the HISS tank's been used in the snow. I get that. But to me, like a Mobat or a Mauler, and hell, you could have made it $400 because the thing would have to be huge to fit the guys in there, and it'd have to come with a lot of stuff. I think that would have already funded.
Well,
You know,
I
thing
think
with
Mauler would
Mobat-
have already funded, but also something very important that everybody is kind of skipping over here. They did research, they did market research to decide what this HasLab was going to be.
Exactly.
And obviously, this is what won out.
They claimed, the team on that interview, that same interview, that this people were like clamoring for it.
Yeah.
So that's why they did it. So I don't know, but I believe if we get a Mauler or a Mobat of some sort, it's going to be automated. It'll be remote control.
I don't see
No, we don't need to do all that.
No.
That's just the reason why I think they waited.
But what really gets me, man, is that some of the people in the community act like the Hasbro team or the G.I. Joe team is so stupid that they wouldn't bother to do any market research to figure out what they're going to put out next.
Oh no, we already know what the next 2 are going to be.
Do we?
Yeah, I believe we do.
What?
It's either going to be a Moray or it's going to be the Mauler / Mobat. Will be Cobra next, Moray / G.I. Joe will be after that, Mobat / Mauler. That's what the next 2 are going to be. There's no.
Well, that makes sense because you can have your hydrofoil fight a snow
I'm willing
vehicle.
to bet you on this video and tag me on this video if that does not happen.
That's not going to happen, David. I'm actually from the future, and I can tell you that it didn't happen.
I just think that they would have been better to stick to like
Fuck.
the snow stuff is cool. The
Yes.
snow stuff is cool, but I would have stuck to the more. I would have taken a more conservative approach. The more kind of generic land because you can have tanks in the desert, in the city, in the woods, in the hills, whatever, in the mountains. And then you have you look at it from a kid. If these were made for kids and not adults, but like
You
you know, the
guys gotta watch-
playability.
You got to watch that video with Lenny and Tony because they addressed this. They were like, there's no way we're going to release the bivouac in green drab during this campaign when we knew we could do that as a single item by itself and have a different character with it in the woods or what have you. They know what's going on. They're planning this stuff. There's logic to it.
I'm not sure what the bivouac has to do with the Mobat, but
As a playset unto itself, it's going to get re-released, just like we think we're going to get re-releases of the Hiss tank and so on and so forth in Tiger versions of or Python versions of these other vehicles.
I mean that's great if they do. But what I'm talking about the HasLab. Like I think it would have been made more sense, business sense, and just to take a more conservative approach with it, and like let's stick to something that's kind of basic, and really amp it up. So you have like the Mobat with the Vamp, you know, kind of charging out, you know, versus the Stinger
They
and the
haven't
Hiss.
done that, Dan. They've never done that. There was never a Hiss and then a Joe vehicle. There was never a Joe vehicle and then a helicopter of some sort to fight against. There was never a jet against the Rattler. It was all random. They've never done that.
I seem to remember growing up in the 80s and they did.
Well, in the 80s, not with HasLab is what I'm trying to say.
Well, no, I'm talking about HasLab. I'm saying if I were them, I would have put out something, the Havoc, you could made it more of a tank, whatever. And like my best friend said, big shout out to J-Span out there if you're watching, you better be. To make the Snowcat a troop carrier, you got to take the missile stuff off. So it's not really the Snowcat then. Like,
well, no, but it's a playset. That's what Terry and I have been explaining the last 2 weeks. It's an environment playset. They explained on that same video that that's going to be a modular thing. You can make it into a rocket launcher, kind of like what's that one with the two big rocket launcher? It was a little play set. Terry, did you make one of those?
Oh, the air defense.
Yeah, the air defense. So you can make it an Arctic air defense by itself.
I don't think so, David, because well, actually, is that panel that the rocket launcher plugs into, is that flat on the bottom?
Yes, it is.
It is? Okay, so it will stand
They showed it on the video that I'm talking about.
Well, we didn't watch that video, David, and this isn't that video.
See, I think that
I'm here. That's why I'm here to give you that information.
I think sadly though, whether it funds, you know, quickly or whether it doesn't fund, I think Chris, I don't know the crap or why my watch, Cox is going to be like, well, that must mean G.I. Joe's over with. Let's go ahead and kill it so we get on to video games, you know, because he doesn't seem to, you know, they announced we're going to stop making toys. Oh, look, we're going to make Marvel and Star Wars. We just renewed the lease.
Can I address that comment, Patrick?
My guy should make a flag. Well, haven't they made a flag yet? But we're going to stop doing toys. And you just watch the stock go like this, you know.
Terry, can I address that comment that Patrick Stalko made?
Yeah, I'll bring it back up.
So they did address this in that same video that they said they would love to do that. They're still working out the logistics of the vehicle itself, and they are still adding things. And they said that is something that is on the table. They would like to do that.
And see, I think they kind of rushed their announcement of this being the HasLab. They should have waited because
after Comic-Con.
Yeah, one of the guys still had paint on his hands where he was working on this.
Yep.
I mean, that's
he said it in the Hasbro reveal. He said, I just started painting these figures and I still have paint on my hands. Yeah. So
I just kind of feel like they're trying to pop their numbers for the quarter. That's what it feels like to me. Instead of just seeding things, like it's to me, it's wiser to seed things. So when the crops grow, it's like, okay, we have this continuous flow of income. Versus trying to pop a quarter to get your stock price up, and then lay off another 100 people, and then, you know, hey, we're going to get out of toys. Oh no, we're not. We are. No, let's make a flag. We got video games. You know,
let's see if any of them have sold in the last few minutes. They have. Check it out.
Is it over 7,000?
No, but there's 3 of them have sold in the last few minutes.
So it's not 7,000 yet.
Was it the 3 of us?
841.
Oh boy!
Did you all order one too while we were talking?
No, I didn't.
I ordered mine already. I will probably get a second one because that's how I roll. But
well, you should get a second one and just give it to me.
Let's
I
get
have-
into some San Diego Comic-Con news. Did you see the mask San Diego Comic-Con version of the Rhino, all gold and black? Boy, is that shocking the community, because there's no precedent for that. That's a completely new thing. I've heard there might be some European versions of that, possibly, but nobody.
Man, I'm going to be honest. I have no interest in the mask stuff at all. If they would have made it 3 3/4, then yeah, I'd totally be down for it. But I don't really have an interest in that scale of figures.
Well, then the Rhino would have been a HasLab.
Yeah, okay.
People are saying they wish that they had used the Transformers deco on that if they were going to do a San Diego Comic-Con and not gold and black.
Oh, that would have been kind of cool.
Yeah.
From the movies.
I would have probably had to have gotten that one.
And then you would have had that crossover, Transformers and Mask, but I don't know.
Well, I think that's how we're going to have Mask in the Energon universe. That's just my gut feeling. Is if you go back and read that Free Comic Book Day one shot where Clutch is like, "Well, you're not weirded out by a talking giant robot." He's like, "Nah." And I don't think it's just Matt Tracker's that cool. I think he's probably already seen these things, and that's how they're going to be able to transform the cars from car to plane or helicopter to what was the Venom one? A jet? Yeah, jet to helicopter, all that stuff. I think that they've maybe found a couple dead ones, and they got the transformation cogs, and they can't turn it fully into something, but they can make the cars do this or that.
Yeah, because
that's where I think it's going.
They don't know the engineering as much as the Transformer people, Autobots and Decepticons do. So they don't have.
They might have a helper. Like some secret branch of the government might have a Transformer that checked out. Like, I don't want to be Autobot or Decepticon, and nor do I want to squish you soft pink things. Let me help you make some cars and trucks and stuff.
Yeah. I'm gonna get them, but I'm gonna be. This is a whole new thing now. You know how everybody was like, "Oh, I'm waiting for Ollie's." Well, I'm waiting for Walmart because all these Royal Subject toys are being sold through Walmart. So I'm not doing the big bad toy store like huge expense. I'm waiting till Walmart gets them, and they'll probably be, the Rhino will be $60. The other ones will be probably 30, 35, and then $20 for the little one. So that's what I'm waiting for, the Walmart Loyal Subjects release, which is in the fall. And so I'm not doing the that big huge package.
Hold on now. I thought that Wave 1 was exclusive to Big Bad.
No.
They're just getting it first.
Early release is Big Bad release. And then full release is through all the other stores later in the year.
But it would be those 4 will be offered.
Yeah, same 4. Yes.
Well, there's also the Big Bad Toy Store exclusive package. It's everything.
Yes. And it has everything. So that's $350, like you said last week, Dan. You said you ordered that, right? The $300.
No, I was thinking about it. My friend ordered it.
Oh, okay.
I hope that the Loyal Subjects has improved their quality since doing the G.I. Joe big bobblehead type figures.
Oh yeah, they did Gem. You've seen the Gem doll, haven't you?
I've not. I haven't seen anything.
Their Ninja Turtle stuff they've done has been pretty cool.
Yeah, they're doing good stuff. I think.
Yeah, I hope so, man. Because
I'm gonna wait for Walmart to get these, and I'm hoping it's cheaper. And
you heard it here, folks. David said the Rhino is going to be $60 at Walmart. So make sure you go to Walmart and quote his name.
I'm estimating
match that price.
I'm
estimating to match that price. You got.
I'm hoping it's not $100, but it's got to be cheaper than that at Walmart, which is a massive.
I don't think it will be.
You think it'll be $100?
Yeah.
Well,
I apparently can't type.
Stick a fork in this comment right here. I believe it's going to be cheaper than $100. Terry believes it's going to stay at $100. We'll see what happens.
I'm going to go with, if we're doing prices right, I'm going to say $90.
Let's see. What is this one? This one comes with Matt Tracker, Bruce Sato, Scott Tracker, and T-Bob. That's the exclusive set.
That's the exclusive, yeah.
$175 for that.
Holy crap.
Yeah.
Ouch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
The listed price includes tariff surcharge. So is that a 10% tariff surcharge or is that a 30% tariff surcharge?
Do you want to go to the tariff conversation? Because I just ordered that Thundercats a Vultraman vehicle. It was $185, right? And when I went through the order, there was an order thing on the top and it says $15 for tariffs. I was like, what the hell is this?
So are they going to refund you the $15 because we've made a deal with China?
So they are charging us a 30% tariff surcharge for China and a 10% tariff surcharge for Vietnam. And I'm assuming that this is like you won't have to pay that if things don't go that way.
I hope not.
Like they're going to not try to get that money from you.
Right.
Well, let me talk to my hey, you know, there's no tariff. Why am I getting charged a tariff charge? I'll have to talk to my boss and have customer care call you. And then it'll just disappear for the next few orders or whatever. I don't know. I think people are jumping the gun on that stuff.
Yeah, well,
I can understand that this stuff is being made in France because I don't think we have a deal with France. But I don't think, what do we get from France?
They sold out on that bundle set. It looks like.
So I think
the bundle that sold out.
Yeah. So the semi is the Rhino, right?
Yes.
Okay, so it's $125. I don't know. I don't foresee anything happening to make this $60 at Walmart unless by some chance they just have like a massive closeout sale or something.
Okay, I think it's going to be $100 at Walmart.
Basing it on that is because there's like probably 10,000 Walmarts around the globe, right?
Yeah.
So there's gem dolls at every Walmart that I've been to. So they have not sold those gem dolls. And they've already announced 2 new gem dolls. So that's what I'm thinking that these are going to be worldwide. It's going to be a cheaper value. But
they're going to be shelf warmers.
Probably. Yeah. But they'll be cheaper.
You know what would be great?
If they clearance them out, then yeah, they'll definitely be cheaper. But I don't foresee that being regular retail price on it. I could be totally
maybe I underestimated it. It could be closer to what Dan's saying, maybe 80, 85, 90, somewhere in there. But I definitely know it's going to be cheaper than $100. No,
you know what would be great? And I know this is a pipe dream and this is crazy. This is having the Infinity Gems and willing it into existence. But it'd be awesome if they could make this stuff for kids. And then it would all kind of be cheaper.
But Loyal Subjects is supposed to be for kids. It's in the kids' aisles. It's not in the collector aisle. It's not.
My kid has no idea what Mask is.
Dude, if this was made for kids, it wouldn't be a straight up remake of a property from the 80s.
Well, it's not exactly straight up. There are different.
See, I think you can take ideas and concepts. I mean, because I argued with this with somebody that kids play basketball, football, and baseball. And we did that in the 80s. Some of us very unsuccessfully, like me. But they did in the 70s and the 60s. They rode bikes and skateboards. They still do. And I'm like, so what's the difference? You're not asking for the business. You have to make it.
But they tried. Masters of the Universe tried. They did those big, chunky bash and play Masters of the Universe line. Really CGI, very anime style, like Yu-Gi-Oh! And all that. And it didn't do well. It crashed.
Because it wasn't the original tweaked. Like, that's the thing. Like, my kid loves, and not because I'm a G.I. Joe fan. I don't push any of this stuff on him. He loves the G.I. Joe toys. He likes the 4-inch Joes. And I've asked him why. Because they fit in my hand. I can put them in other vehicles. I can put them in houses like Playmobil or a Peppa Pig house or whatever. Because his Joes always end up in Peppa Pig's house sniping zombies somehow. There's always a zombie outbreak at Peppa Pig's house or something.
So what happened to the Motu Origins line?
It's still going. A lot of it's been on the Mattel Creations, but it's still going. I was at a Walmart here in Campbellsville, right up the street. They had some, and they're doing that Thundercats Masters of the Universe crossover right now.
Oh,
they did the Filmation,
which looks awesome.
All the Filmation wave. They have
did the Ninja Turtle stuff too, I think.
Well, listen, I think that the reason the the kid version of He-Man thing didn't take off or whatever. I mean, I know people that watched the cartoon and liked it, so I don't want to. I'm not, art is subjective, but from a kid standpoint, like my son looking at those things, he chooses the Origins figures over that because he knows that's He-Man, and
Yeah.
he knows that this thing is made for little kids. He's in his head, he's not a little kid. He's a big 8-year-old, and so it's like when you like dumb it down and like, well, we have to make it so blocky and this because the kids, it offends them. Like kids are not dumb. Like they're not dumb, and it's like they need to stop underestimating kids and stop conceding. Oh, they all play video games. No, not all of them do.
Well, but
It's
isn't
some
that why we're getting the G.I. Joe, whatever that video game crossover stuff is? What's the name of that thing?
Oh,
I don't know the name of it, but
that
man,
was-
I really think that the original the original 3.75 figures, A Real American Hero, I think that entire line, that stuff was just lightning in a bottle. It was absolutely just
to an extent,
massive.
because you got to think of the times we were in too. We just came out of
Everybody
Vietnam.
had
Overwatch.
Came out of the Vietnam War, came out of the Carter malaise. Patriotism was in style again. The military was cool again. And then it just hit like this was like real Star Wars. Like Star Wars is like, you and I can't be Greedo and Chewbacca, but we could be Stalker or Snake Eyes.
right.
Or
Or and
Duke,
so
Scarlet.
or Duke. But trying to be a little more diverse there, David. But
Well,
that,
I was Duke when I was growing up. I was a blonde-haired Caucasian. That was me.
Or we could
Did
do
ever-
Dreadnoks.
did I ever tell you guys the story about did I ever tell you guys the story about how I had to go talk to the parents had to go talk to the teacher in 4th grade because I said I wanted to grow up and be Stalker? So, but it was because I wanted to be a ranger. So the teacher gave us this poster board cut out of a human body. And so we had to use construction paper to make who we wanted to be when we grow up. And this is probably the most artistic I've ever been in my life. And this was, I won't say how long ago. And I made Stalker because he wore a beret. He was an Army Ranger. I wanted to be an Army Ranger. And so the teacher calls my parents in and she's like, can you explain this to us, Daniel? And my mom and dad are like, why are we here? And I was like, yes, you give us the card, thing, make who you want to be. I want to be an Army Ranger. And she goes, you don't want to grow up and be black? And I'm like, can I do that? I was like, I thought Michael Jackson was the only one that could go back and forth. And my parents kind of snort and laugh when they hear that. And my dad's like, wow, look at it. And she goes, so you like, I know, I just want to be an Army Ranger. Stalker's a Ranger. Who cares if I don't care if he's white or black. He's an Army Ranger. And he's got a cool beret and he's a tough guy. And my dad was like, wow, look at that. A kid that looks at people as people and not colors. And he goes, come on, we're done here. We're going to get you some G.I. Joes. And I was like, yo, Joe. It's like, stop it.
So a negative was turned into a positive. Great for you.
Yeah, I mean, I'm like, well, you told us to I was going to do Snake Eyes, but it'd be all black construction paper, but I actually made the camo patterns and everything. I'm telling you, it's the most artistic I ever was.
Good for
Like
you teaching them a lesson, Dan.
Huh?
I said, good for you teaching them a lesson.
Yeah, man, 4th grade teaching, straighten them out. But
Maybe they should have watched some G.I. Joe.
right? I mean, that's what kills me. It's like when people complain, like, you don't want strong women in comics or movies. I'm like, I grew up with strong women leading the G.I. Joe team called Scarlet or Lady J.
Yes.
Loved them. I would follow them into combat.
I think that's why the G.I. Joe fan base is a much more rounded group of individuals because of our childhoods, because we saw every ethnicity, we saw every gender, we saw every type of person that could be a hero or a villain for that matter, and we could choose our own moral compass based on that. And we didn't have racism, we didn't have prejudice and things like that. I had tons of friends when I was a child that was Asian, Latino, African American, and Caucasian, females, and mixed in. It was just like G.I. Joe. All my friends when I grew up.
Yeah, and the thing is too, like, I remember they did some early on in Classified when they announced Spirit. It's somebody from Black Eyed Peas, some millionaire rapper, rock star from Black Eyed Peas, crying about something about how Spirit was a mistreated. And I'm like, what are you talking about, dude? Spirit was everybody loved Spirit.
Everybody loved Spirit.
I still love that. I watched the cartoon. I'm like, man, I need to be like, how can I be more honorable like Spirit? Like Spirit's the man.
This
Like,
is
Yeah.
right in my wheel bag. I am a quarter Native American. My mother's 50%. My grandfather was 100%. It never offended me that they used traditional Native garments and stuff like that for the figure. Larry never looked at it like offensive. He looked at it as he was a Native American. He was using his traditional heritage in his uniform, and there was nothing wrong with that at the time. But today's political climate, you have to be a little bit careful on how you go about things. So that's why that video was done with the Black Eyed Pea guy, and they changed some of his attire to make him a little bit less politically.
They changed his attire to make him less of a racial trope.
Right.
which his original figure I didn't see as being a racial trope. He had the Indian.
I mean, he had a loincloth.
I didn't either. But, you know,
I mean, I'm wearing one right now. What's the problem?
I was a child, and it didn't offend me. Now that we put all this stuff on ourselves, this political stuff and this racial stuff and the stereotypes and this and that, and we overwhelm ourselves with all this stuff that if we just got along with everybody, no matter who they are, we could be friends and we could hold each other's hands and sing Kumbaya. How about that?
I think that most of us do. There's just a loud group that says we don't because they want power. Because I've it's always been that way with me. I get along with everybody.
I love this book, and I've read it multiple times. And there's a story in the book all about spirit.
Oh yeah,
I met
the writer and the artist of that and got mine autographed. And they were like, people they don't want to be rude or anything, but people just put too much on this stuff. They put too much airs on, I guess you can call it. And
and too, I bet you anything that Mr. Black Eyed Pea, millionaire lecturing everybody about how to live when we can't live the lifestyle he lives, probably never watched Brave Star. And Brave Star was about an American Indian character. He was the lead character, and he was portrayed in a super positive way. I think it was the last Filmation cartoon, actually. But it was really well done. I think it holds up pretty good, and it touched some tough lessons in life. I think there was a character that died of a drug overdose, and I remember that as a kid and remember watching it. And Brave Star was awesome. Like he was awesome. It's like a badass. I didn't care like, I needed him to be a white guy or a black guy. No, I needed him to be Brave Star.
I remember back when I was a kid, I remember never thinking about any of that stuff at all.
No, I used to watch Fat Albert, and I loved Fat Albert. Still do.
So did I.
Exactly.
And nobody was like, well, how come there's not a white guy? Who gives a crap? It's Fat Albert.
Bill Cosby was reverse racist. That's why.
Well, he might have pudding popped all of us. I'm not sure. We just got to be careful. I'm telling my wife Camille that we're going to have some pudding pops with the fellas on Toy Talk.
I'm going to bring David some pudding pops this weekend.
We've covered a lot of stuff, and we don't shy away from the hard topics in this show. I appreciate that, because if you look at all of our diversities, we're all very diverse individuals, but we all have one thing in common. We all love G.I. Joe.
Roofies are fun if they're intentional.
You said that because I've just drank coffee. You wanted me to spit it out. Dag on it, Terry. No, I mean it's one of those things that like the way I was brought up, people are people. I grew up in a neighborhood. My oldest friend is half black, half Puerto Rican, and I don't look at him as anything other than my friend, and he doesn't look at me as we look at each other as brothers, And we had we had white, black, Puerto Rican, mixed. I don't think we didn't really have any Latino or Asian kids. We did for a little bit, but it's mostly like white, black, and Puerto Rican. And it's like we all got along. No one cared. There was one time that my friend and another kid got into it, and it was like Marvel Civil War. All the neighborhood kids were rounded up, and it's like I just saw this big like Jack Kirby cover. When these two fight, we all lose. And I was like, the neighborhood's going to fall apart if these two fight because these are the two power guys. And somebody threw out a very nasty word. And my friend's mom walked out and she said, "Who said that word?" And he was like, "I did." And she's like, "Y'all shake hands and be friends and quit using stupid language. Y'all out here fighting for no reason." And she was a strong black woman, God rest her soul, and loved her to death. She's like a second, third mom to me. And like they hugged. They didn't shake hands. They hugged, and we're all playing basketball again. That's how you took care of things. You didn't go on Twitter and and whatever, and wait for George Clooney to come save you or something. It got squashed, and they hugged and made up, and no more ugly words were said. She heard it, came in there, and stopped it.
Can we do a roundup at what we think is going to get revealed at San Diego Comic-Con real fast, Terry? Do we have?
Yeah, go ahead. I mean, we got a few minutes.
So I think we're going to get some more Arctic reveals to go along with Dan's Arctic theme plate set that he wants more of. I think we're going to get Iceberg with a battle polar bear. I think we're going to probably get Destro with the Despoiler. I think we're going to get possibly some more of the next wave sci-fi Flash. Who else was supposed to be in that wave that got bumped? Terry?
I don't remember. Night Viper.
Oh, yeah, Night Viper. And
Night Viper was supposed to be one. I think Destro and the Despoiler is probably going to get at least talked about.
I'm trying to think who else was with the Night Viper. Sci-fi, I know, and then there was Wetsuit and Flash. So it's going to be 3 Joes and a Cobra in this one. So that's stuff that I think we'll probably get. I don't know if we'll get some more retro. I know there's rumors of another Major Blood retro figure and a Zorana retro figure, and possibly Techno Viper. Am I allowed to say Techno Viper retro figure or not?
So I thought we were already getting another Major Blood.
I think we will.
The boxed Major Blood, but there's talk of a retro carded Major Blood as well.
I thought that was already a given.
So we're supposed to get a 2-pack Bomb Strike and Blackout,
right?
Which leads me to believe that we're probably also going to get Barrel Roll at some point. We will almost have to if they do those two, won't we?
Because they want to have all 3 brothers, yeah.
I hope Bomb Strike's not a brother.
Did she become a man? Like
a sister? You know what I'm
saying? It's 2025. I mean,
2-pack of Cesspool and an unknown figure with him. Grand Slam is supposed to come with Laser Viper, Night Creeper Leader, and Budo. We talked about that.
Yeah. Well, I found out something about that list. I was told by a very reliable source not to lean into that list, that a lot of that list is erroneous.
Are you talking about the Epstein list or the Hasbro list?
The Hasbro list.
There is no Epstein list.
Let's not get into that. But yeah, I was told that some of that list is erroneous, so don't lean too heavy into the list. But I do believe some of the list is accurate.
Can we start a conspiracy podcast?
Yeah, let's do it.
That'd be great. 5 hours later, and then in Antarctica,
5 hours later,
they had the satellite,
Oh man, we're really getting everything in this one, you guys.
So I guess I'll go next. Are you just San Diego in general, or just
San Diego? Because it's gonna be reveals. There'll be some renders. There'll be a whole bunch of stuff.
Well, I think we'll get the Energon Universe cartoon confirmation, and I hope that it's already some of it in the can, and this would be like, it's coming on in October on whatever streaming service. I think we'll probably get more artwork for Dan Morris Transformer run, and I think we'll probably get more of what I was told in the conference call, that we'll kind of get a better understanding of Night Force and what they're doing, or why they exist, so to speak, because they're there to fight things that we don't need to know about. And I could see toy wise, I mean, they'll show the stuff that we've been talking about. I don't know if we'll have any surprises. I mean, I guess Destro and the Despoiler would be a surprise, even though it's something that would have been out already. But I think we're getting maybe is Voltar on that list?
Voltar is on that list.
Okay, I swear, like when I order stuff from my guy, everything's like in a code word, and he has to like look up and try to decipher what it is, and it's almost like Men in Black. How many do you want? 5 cases. Click. What did I just order? I don't remember. You know.
Dan, can you do me a favor and send me every figure that you've got confirmed with the code name, their actual name, and the code name that the person.
He doesn't email it to me. He can't. He has to tell me over the phone.
That's not how it works.
Because there'll be somebody that'll be like,
write it down.
There'll be somebody. There's so much, you know.
And the problem is that it can still change even after
yes.
the fact.
Yes.
Yeah, because like I said, Destro the Despoiler is something that's supposed to be out like fourth quarter of 2024.
I know Quarrel changed from last year. That was going to be something else. It was announced in the list, Heart Wrencher, but that was stupid to put Heart Wrencher with.
I could see maybe them talking about the Thunder Machine coming out down the road or something. Have no idea what they would talk about with Star Wars. And then, Marvel. I know we're getting Warbo, who goes with Crystar. He's going to be in one of those waves, like the ROM wave that just came out, where they come with a little mini comic. So Warbo will be at the end of the year, so we'll probably see him. He's the green guy with the crossbow from Crystar.
Crystar.
Yeah, Crystar.
Crystar.
That's what I say, Crystar.
Crystar.
Oh, so they're doing more Crystar figures. Interesting.
Yeah, just Warbo. That's. Because my guy's like, there's something Warbo. I was like, oh, yeah, it's from Crystar. He's like, oh, okay, well, glad you know about it. So I think that's what we'll be getting on that end. And then I'm sure loyal subjects will just show off the stuff that's already available. Maybe they'll show stuff that is coming out. That'd be great. Of course, we'll see the Void Rival figures with Jetfire. That's another thing, too. It's like, how much is that going to cost? Cold Slither. It's like if you end up buying the Jetfire Void Rivals 3-pack, you buy the Cold Slither set, you buy the mask stuff, you buy the Terry's Cobra Temple, and then you buy the Snowcat. Damn, that's like a house payment and a half.
It is. It's like $1,000 if you add all that.
And it's like, yeah, I can't do that. I mean, I could, but it wouldn't be feasible. You know.
I am looking forward to not spending a ton of money this time at the Kentuckiana G.I. Joe and Toy Show coming up July 18th and 19th. It's mainly July 19th for the main part of the show, but the 18th is part of the early bird special, where you get to go in for the dealer preview. And we have Ron Rudak coming down to spend the weekend with us.
Who else is going to be there for a guest, Terry? Because you had James DeSimone, you had Daryl DePriest last time. Who else?
So right now, the only guest that is listed is going to be Ron.
Oh, okay.
Now, next summer, it might be a little bit bigger.
Maybe.
We can't talk about that.
So I think is it this year that we're getting 3 rooms now?
Well, I meant guest list.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. There's some stuff in the works. I think we're getting 3 rooms this one. So, I would say that Steve, if you're watching, you do a great job with this show. That show is about this close to being a Joe Joe Fest. It's that close. Once they got out of Louisville and moved it to where it's at now, because Louisville can't have nice things.
I wish they would just do one. If they could just do one and make it a Joe Fest type of thing, it'd be great.
Steve doesn't want to do more than one day.
Well, there's the problem. I think he's trying to do multiple shows with a day and a half both times, and I don't think that's logistically.
Well, the Friday night thing's only like an hour or 2 hours. It's more of a preview thing for the dealers.
Well, that's more for us that are setting up.
Yeah, it's not really for the public.
And see each other.
Yeah, and it's a really nice show. It's always been fun for me to go. I didn't know about it till about the 5th year, and I felt like a jackass, like being a huge G.I. Joe fan.
The first one that I ever went to was the second the second one that they had, and I've been to every one since.
That's
Now
the
that-
first
now-
one I met you at, right, Terry?
The second one was
Yeah.
at the the Hilton Garden Inn by the airport in Louisville.
Yes.
Yeah, I think
And it
that's
was-
where.
One room.
Yeah, I believe. I'm not sure. That might not have been the first one that I met you at.
Now
No,
the thing with me this year is like everybody be like, have you gone over and talked to your friend Terry that you do the show with? Like, no, I haven't. Are you going to visit? No. I'm trying to hang on to my money. Like, somehow I'm going to owe him money and end up working his booth because he's going to have a baby or something. And I'm going to be like,
oh, man.
I'll be calling in credit cards to my store. Hey, we got a card to run here.
Don't jinx me, dude.
I'll just figure it out with Terry later.
I hope that Robert doesn't decide to make his grand entrance while I'm at the show. If we can make this happen between now and then, that would be fantastic.
Oh, real quick, David, I haven't given you a compendium update in a while.
Oh,
I am now to the story where Cobra Commander's in the battle armor. Billy's got a robot leg,
yeah.
and Grunt's
That's wonderful.
out of the G.I. Joe team and running with some hot brunette girl.
Yeah, that's one of my favorite arcs of all time. The Pogo's in there.
Yep.
Raptor, the crazy accountant, pops in there. Todd McFarlane gets his debut on G.I. Joe during that.
Yep. That's coming up.
That's a great story. It's so much fun. It's the quintessential G.I. Joe story, in my opinion.
The issue that Destro teams up with Lady J and Flint. I remember it came out around the same time as the
World War
episode, the episode on Skeletons in the Closet, where Lady J inherits the manor house and finds out she's related to Destro. I always loved both. That's one of my favorite episodes, and I love that comic. And then Cobra Commander just kind of becoming human and like really realizing he screwed up with his son and wanted to make things right. And in the and then like of course Snake Eyes gets taken to the Cobra consulate building, and Scarlet, the strong woman character, and Storm Shadow go bust him out, and it's a silent issue,
Another silent.
and just such a good.
Oh, speaking of which, silent issues that you mentioned, that issue 321 is a silent issue again by Larry Hama.
Nice.
All right, guys. Thank you all for watching. Thank you, Dan and David, for joining in. And we'll
thank
see
you.
you next Sunday at 2 p.m. But there may be a special show coming on for the Kentuckiana show for Friday, Saturday, sometime around there. We'll go live and maybe walk everybody around the show or something.
And if not, we'll also have a wrap up probably on Sunday of what we did the day before.
Yes. Yeah.
And how
Show
poor we
what
are
we
now.
bought, show what we saw.
I might
and
be
whatnot.
driving back to Florida on Sunday, so I'm not sure how that'll work, but I'll give my best shot.
Just join in on the road. It'll be okay.
Okay. You see cars
David.
driving by. Hey, there's a car. There's a car. There's a car.
All right. We'll see you guys later.
Have a great
Bye,
weekend,
take care.
everybody.
Thanks again.
Thanks for watching.